This is the Bosch 10.8 Li multi-tool, and this is actually just broken. It's not actually done a great deal of work, to be honest, so this is a little bit disappointing to say it's been made by Bosch. It's done very little work, and now it won't actually work at all. If you switch it on, it makes a funny noise like that. You can actually grip the blade with your fingers and it won't do anything, and it won't actually cut anything at all. You've no chance of cutting anything. So it's not working, it's just started screaming like a mouse. So I have actually had the machine open in the past to have a look inside, and it looks as though this actual part has split into several pieces, so it's not working. Bosch call it a sleeve. Another website that I looked at called it a tube, but I'd call it a coupling. It's more like a coupling to me. So that was actually £1 online, and it was about £6 postage and packaging. So if yours actually goes on your machine, you're better off buying quite a few of these at once. You don't want to be paying £1 for one and £6 post and packaging and then buying another one a few months later. You're better off getting a couple. It's a bit disappointing that it's gone already, because the machine is probably only 12 months old, and I can't believe something like that actually costs £1 can actually stop your machine from working. But I'm going to show you how to replace it anyway now, and I'm just going to pop the battery off. So to get into the machine, you need to remove the 9 Torx headed screws. So I've got a Torx screwdriver, and I'm now going to remove these 9 screws. So we've now removed all the screws, so we can now split the machine, and to do that I'm just going to turn it that way. And you'll notice that the actual switch and everything is connected onto this side. So I'm now just going to lift up the motor, and I'm just going to slide it back out to that bearing. And then if you look in there, that's where the actual coupling has deteriorated, and it's actually in pieces now. And that's the part that's actually stopping the old machine from working. So if we just get our new one in this packet, and that's all it is, that tiny little piece of plastic. So I'm now just going to take a pick tool, and I'm going to pull out all the bits that remain of the old coupling. In fact, it looks like it's going to come out in one piece. It has done. So we've now got the old coupling there. So now I'm going to fit the new coupling, or the sleeve as they call it, over that part on the motor. I'm just going to push that on, so that I can get this aligned properly. Now I'm just going to pull up this part, so I'm going to pull that out of the power tool housing. So I've just pulled that up slightly, and now I can push the motor and that coupling back in there. And when it's all the way in like that, you can then push the motor and the bearing assembly back down. So that's it now, it's all back in there now as one unit. And we just need to get that switch to locate back on the actual switch itself there. So that just pushes in there. So we've got to make sure that the motor is pushed firmly back into its mounting position, and then it can't rock anywhere. And then we should be able to carefully align the cover back up and push it back together. And you can see that the switch is back on there. So now we just need to replace the 9 screws that we took out earlier. So we can now push the battery back in, and just to prove that it is now working again, So that tiny piece of plastic can actually stop your machine from working, and to replace it, it's going to cost you £1 plus the delivery.